In 2004, a man named Scott Bloch was appointed to run the Office of Special Counsel. And that's an independent agency in the federal government that's designed to protect federal workers, especially whistleblowers. So if you work for the government and you want to call bullpucky on something going on in the government, Scott Bloch and the Office of Special Counsel were supposed to have your back. Turns out Scott Bloch didn't so much have your back as he did your thighs, or at least your hemline. Right after Mr. Bloch was appointed by President Bush, he instituted a new dress code for the agency, a dress code that instructed female employees, quote, before choosing a skirt to wear, sit down in it facing a mirror. He put that in writing. It was around the same time that Mr. Bloch scrubbed the Office of Special Counsel's website to remove all mentions of the words gay or lesbian. Even though his agency's mission is to protect federal employees in the workplace, Scott Bloch did not want to give anyone the false impression that on his watch, that would include protecting federal employees who were afflicted with the gay. After instituting the Neo-Pilgrim dress code and after the great hetero-only website scrub of 2004, the following year, Scott Bloch conducted an alleged purge of his critics at the agency. Eventually, but perhaps unsurprisingly, Scott Bloch came to find that he was being investigated by the Office of Personnel Management and the House Oversight and Government Reform Committee. He was accused of retaliating against his own employees, which is nice for the guy who's supposed to be protecting people from stuff like that throughout the government. He was also accused of dismissing whistleblower cases without actually checking to see if they had any merit. In the context of those investigations, sometime in December 2006, Scott Bloch made a fateful call, a call to the most trusted name in "Help, I'm being investigated. Can you please make sure there's nothing damning on my office computer?" Scott Bloch, President Bush's head of the Office of Special Counsel, while he was still in that job, called Geeks on Call to wipe clean his office computer.
Does your office network need a tweak? Call Geeks on Call at 1-800-905-GEEK. Geeks on Call professionals are industry certified, trained, and tested. And best of all, they come to you, usually the same day. No need to disconnect or move your computer. We'll fix it on the spot.
That's who he called. At Scott Bloch's request, Geeks on Call gave his computer and those of his two top political deputies something the company called a 7-level wipe. For all that deleting, Mr. Bloch paid the Geeks on Call $1,000 in taxpayer money. When Congress inquired about that, Mr. Bloch dug himself a deeper hole by failing to tell lawmakers what he'd really asked the Geeks on Call to do. He said, in essence, I had a virus? Which is not what Geeks on Call treated his computer for, nor is it something that requires a 7-level wipe that meets Defense Department data security standards. In May 2008, the FBI raided the Office of Special Counsel looking for whatever the Geeks on Call had left behind. A few months later, in October, President Bush finally, you think it's time now, finally fired Scott Bloch. In April of this year, 2010, Mr. Bloch pled guilty to criminal contempt of Congress. Despite a possible sentence of 6 months in jail, we learned this week that he's likely looking instead at probation. Hemline checking, erase the gay, whistleblower quashing, contempt of Congress, 7-level wipe probation. We will let you know if the judge in the case decides to surprise Mr. Bloch, but probation is what we are told to expect.